And hello fellow tankers, Space Bandit here with another episode of WOT Tanks, and today I bring you two games in Tier 7 American medium tank T20. Now this is another tank that you guys haven't seen on my channel. I just recently, well it's gonna be a few months now, bought this tank back through the ticket I've submitted to Wargaming. I've had this tank before, a long time ago, but I never really gave it a chance. I just ran through it pretty quickly because I wanted to get to higher tier American tanks. But I bought it back now and I decided to play a bit with it. And actually, I had some spectacular games in it, believe it or not, guys. I mean, I'm not going to cover the tank really fully. I'm not going to do a tank review on it, but just to give you an idea of what this tank can do. First of all, it has absolutely amazing camo values. Second of all, armor penetration values on the 90mm gun on this thing are insane, are really insane. So standard shell penetration is 160mm, but on the premium shell you get 243mm of penetration, which is good enough to go through hull of an SDI. Yes guys, SDI. So basically you have no fear playing this tank at any tier at all, including tier 8, tier 9. It has enough penetration on a premium shell to basically make it a very reasonable gameplay. So today I bring you two games in the T20. Both games are actually on the same map, Malinówka Winter. So for whatever reason, during that run I had the same map drawn twice, except it was in a different spawn. And luckily, both of my games were really good on this map. So so that's what we're gonna do today. The first game is a nice Devastator game. Actually, honestly, I think the first game is better than the second one. The first game is a Devastator game, Mastery Class 1. Second game is a Mastery Ace Tanker gameplay. But I honestly think the first game is better than the second. I mean, you guys be the judge of that. Okay, to the gameplay we go. So, as you can see, majority of our team decided to go up the zero line. And there are only 3 tanks left on this side. And you guys will see what happens here, because the 3 of us, myself and a T20, and 2 tigers that are limping along right behind me, right there, are gonna be the ones that survive this. So this is gonna be the funny part, and that's normally how the games go lately. It seems to me that by the time I turn around, people just basically throwing their tanks away. It seems like I'm left on the losing end every time, and we have to work our way back in order to get back into the game. If you guys are not aware of this map, basically in a winter mode you can cross water without any issues. So I took an early position at K3, which is a really good position because it's got a bush up there so you can come up and try to spot. Luckily I persuaded the 2 tiger buddies to follow me and support me in case I need them. So when I was trying to grab that bush there, I was getting outspotted. The only thing on the opposite team that can actually outspot me, I would assume, would be the Hellcat with a camo net and binocs, and basically is outspotting me. And I was right. As you can see, Hellcat was actually there. I was just hoping he was isolated so I can take him out and progress further. So here we take him out and we're gonna turn around and we're gonna try to advance a little bit further. In the meantime, I've realized that there are tanks encroaching our base. So basically the enemy tanks went right through the middle, through the frozen water, and got through right on our cap very quickly. So we left basically the middle exposed, so it was easy for them to actually cross and enter our base. So I basically tagged my tigers. I told them let's go back and defend the base, and luckily they've done that. So smart guys, they actually helped me win this game, and they helped me a lot. So I gotta give them props for very good gameplay. So as you can see right now, the scores are quite crooked. We're losing this game pretty bad. So right here, all I'm trying to do is look for shots on this T29, and whoever else is gonna poke out in the middle close to our base. And like with any light tank, the same gameplay applies to T20. Basically, you want to stay as far away from your opponents as possible, so that you can just basically engage your view range and take long distance shots. Now this gun is quite accurate on a T20, so but you have to fully aim it. If you don't fully aim your shots, you're not going to be able to. They're not going to fly straight, and you're going to see some examples of that in this gameplay. Now here you can see how good the camo of this tank is. What is it, 380 meters, and both Hellcat and the other medium tank weren't able to spot me, yet I am spotting them. So this tank also has very good view range, 390 meters. So at tier 7, 390 meters is quite amazing, actually. So I know I'm kind of exposed right in the middle, and if I get spotted, I'm gonna be in trouble. I completely realized that, but I wasn't expecting the medium tank to actually go closer to G6 there. So once he showed up close to G6, he was able to spot me. So now I'm just going to run away as fast as I can. You can see me wiggle here just to make it difficult for the opposition to hit me. And at this point in time, look what's happening, guys. With only 3 tanks left, like I told you, the 2 Tigers and myself, the whole team just collapsed. So here I knew I was gonna get rushed. I mean, they have a significant advantage in tanks. So, and I was the one in the middle and spotted. I was definitely an easy target, so I was fully expecting to get rushed. So I decided to come back to my target buddies. Again, what did I tell you guys before? If you're in trouble or if you're trying to carry at the end of the game, stick together, because that's the only way to win the game. If you have multiple guns, so you try to outnumber your opposition every time. That's why you come back to your friendlies. So even if someone is paying attention to you, if you come back to your friendlies, they have basically, you have 3 guns or whatever number of guns are left in a game at the same time. So here Shafi was trying to rush me, and I knew the good option for me was basically to poke out and try to get him while he's driving straight. So basically I poked out from behind the hill and auto-locked and shot him, because that was basically the best way to do it. Once he starts rounding me, then it's really difficult, because it's hard to hit the light tank when it's routing you. And here is just map awareness, guys. Basically paying attention to the map, and that's why I love minimap. And I explained to you earlier why minimap is so important, because you could quickly look in a corner and see what's going on. And that's how I saw that medium tank on the other side, and I was able to basically aim and shoot him because I was paying attention to the map. Now here I'm gonna try to progress further and see if we can spot somebody else coming out on this side isolated. Basically the idea now is try to pick tanks one by one, and if we can do that, we still have chance to win this game and bring this a little bit closer. So here this K85, he's still quite dangerous to me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one shot and I'm just gonna drop back, just like I did before. I'm gonna drop back to have support from my Tiger buddies, and so I'm gonna do exactly the same thing. Now the dangerous part about this game still is that there are 2 artilleries, and artilleries are really, you know, a pain in the ass, especially on the open map like this. So it would be good if we could take out this KV-85 here, then we can clear this side of the map and basically progress further and then take care of the artillery. And notice me not going for a track there, because first of all I have spotted him, so I'm getting spotting damage already, so I don't need to track him. And second, I have full confidence in my abilities to take him out at this point. So we take him out. Now the only thing remaining here, like I said, artilleries are quite dangerous. So you can see me hugging this, reducing basically the angle of if the shell, when the shell would be falling. You basically, when you climb up that little hill, you're reducing the angle that artillery shell can actually hit you. And if it does hit you, it hits the front of your tank. So maybe you know, you won't catch on fire, it's not going to hit your engine, so on and so forth. So that's the idea there. So now finally we brought this game a bit closer. As you can see, the scores are pretty close now. We are losing pretty bad. I think we are losing by like 4 or 5 tanks. Now we got really close. If the 2 Tigers can hold off the base on the other side, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to go around and use my good camo, outspot the artillery, and take them out of the game. So that's going to be the key here, because with RD in a game on an open map, like I mentioned, it's very dangerous. So I know when I was starting this game a long time ago, some people would send me text messages and say, "Oh, what a noob's going after the RD," you know, that sort of stuff. And you know, when you think about it, RD is very key component of this gameplay. Especially on open map, it is important that you take out the artillery, because if you don't, it can lose you a game. And it happened many times to me that RD, basically I was in a carry situation and RD just shits my parade. So yeah, that's the idea here. Of course, I've loaded HE because I get much higher rolls on the HE on tanks without the armor. So here you can see 335 roll in the M12, and we're gonna try to take him out of the game. Once he's out of the game, only one tank will be remaining, and it's I believe it's a tier 5 medium tank. I can't recall what it was at this point, but it should be easy win at this point. So what I'm gonna try to do is get closer to where he was, and I was expecting to outspot him, and I do outspot him. So once he gets closer, I won't give him a chance, and I will just take him out. There we go. We got 12 shots of penetration and a 7th kill, Devastator medal. Wonderful, wonderful. So let's take a look at the end plates. We got 2.3k damage, not very much assisted damage, only 700 assisted damage. Only Master Class 1 medal for this, but that Top Gun and that Devastator, and the fact that we were able to carry this game at the end was so satisfying. And that's why sometimes you get a mastery game with a lot of damage, a lot of assisted damage, but it feels like it was a good game, but it doesn't give you this kind of feeling that, oh yes, I actually carried. And this is where I got this feeling in this game that I actually did do my part and I did carry here. Okay guys, let's move on to the second game now. Second game is on the same map with the exact same setup, but this time we're drawn on the northwest side. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the same thing that we've done in the first game. So basically we're gonna try to come down the one line, go over the frozen water in a J1 area, K2 area, and this time we're gonna go very aggressively. We're gonna try to go aggressively into that sector, and we're gonna try to spot the opposition. So ever since they changed this map a little bit now with the fact that the water is frozen, it makes a completely different gameplay. And I can see, like you guys seen in the first game, a lot of tanks seem to be going through the middle on this map now. D5, this D6 area, which is another option. So if I had a tank with better armor, stronger armor, I would probably go through the middle sector there. But now because I haven't mentioned armor values on this tank, but they're not significant, so basically any tank, even tier 5, will be able to penetrate you. Turret's got a little bit of an armor, so it's a bit bouncy here and there. But other than that, it's very, very soft tank, so we play it basically like a light tank. So because of that, I took this route. So you can see me poking over the hill over here, trying to see, over the ridge, trying to see if I can spot anybody. I don't see anyone, so I'm gonna try to progress a little bit further, but now I spot the 87, so I'm gonna drop behind the building. And now normally I wouldn't come here on my own, but because I have a medium tank with me, basically he draws all the attention. While I'm spotting, he's drawing the attention, and he's providing a little bit of a firepower as well, which is good. And you can see our tanks are positioned in a position, especially with the heavy tank and the medium tank in F1, G1 area. They're the ones that basically providing firepower as well. So I'm drawing a lot of assisted damage right here. Here, just a quick, not auto lock on light tanks, guys. Another lesson: when you play against light tanks and they're rounding you, do not auto lock, because if you auto lock, you're gonna miss your shots. So basically, you have to aim manually, but without zoom, and try to learn to do that, because that's a good way to take out light tanks when they're trying to go around you, right? Now I took a shot at this J Panther, but obviously his armor is quite, and I hit him kind of on a poor angle, so I couldn't really penetrate him. So here I swapped to APCR, and that was for him, and also for that heavy tank that's in front of me. But I don't really need APCR here. As you can see, I'm only carrying what, 10 shells of APCR on this tank, and that seems to be plenty for most of the games. But here I forgot to switch back, unfortunately. But luckily, if you don't switch back on this tank, the standard shells have pretty good penetration, like I mentioned, 160 millimeters. So That's not a problem. Now I missed the shot there on a Panther, and that's because I was trying to... I thought I actually auto-locked on him, and I didn't. And sometimes this game does to me, like I don't... Like usually I use auto-lock a lot just to auto-lock on the tank, and then I switch to a manual view mode, if I can call it that, or sniper view. Because then you can easily get your target, so your gun is targeting and pointing on the opposition that you want to be pointing on, and then you just switch to a sniper mode and you right away can shoot, like here. You can see me do that. So I thought I actually auto-locked before, but it didn't, and it's happening a few times to me that I think I auto-locked, but I don't, and basically I go around the building, I shoot the dirt. That happens. So here I'm trying to take a shot at this AMX. He tracks me, I quickly repair because I don't want to be left exposed in the middle and tank shooting at me. But here you can see me moving from building to building, so basically that's the strategy. Try to get closer and closer and closer to your position and try to spot and then hide. Here kind of poor play on my part, just poking out too much, and I knew that that heavy tank was there, so he basically shot my wheel. Now guys, look at the scores again. Isn't this the same story? It seems like almost the same story as the last game. So again, we're losing by like 5 or 6 tanks. And I'm telling you, almost every game I play, this is how it starts. It's quite ridiculous. But in many cases, I'm not able to pull these games out. But in some cases, it happens. And with this tank, I found this tank, especially on an open map, if it would be a city map, it would be quite difficult. But on an open map like this, you can carry with this tank. Simply because of its view range, of its alpha, which is quite good. You noticed about 240 alpha per shot, right? And gun accuracy and camo. So because of these things, this tank can really carry. And so yeah, I've carried a few games already with this tank. But I'm showing you, obviously I'm showing you best ones because the other ones might be very low damage. So you know, you find yourself sometimes in a game where you're just sitting and waiting for a situation to develop and nothing happens, and then you have like, you know, 1500 damage, for instance, or 1000 damage. It happens. So, but yeah, it happened already a few times where I had to carry with this tank, and it's been good. It's been really good. So here we track the Comet, we take him out, and we almost cleared this side of the map, basically, again. Luckily, the Hammer came to help out on this side, so he's helped with the heavy tank there. And now I realized that we are basically getting capped, or are going to get capped pretty soon. So I'm making my way back to the cap circle, to our side, just to make sure I can engage the tanks. First of all, I want to spot them. You can't see them right now, and only 87 is defending our base, so I'm going to try to come closer and spot them, and you know, and clear this side of the map. So I've spotted Tiger 1 and also spotted the Hammer, and look, again, 280 meters, they can't spot me. So here you guys can see the camo on this tank. It's actually really good. So I do recommend this tank because it is a really good tank. I mean, the gun could be potato sometimes, but if you fully aim, you will hit your shots, and the penetration does allow basically to carry. So now we turn the game around, we're winning. We're gonna try to get closer to the last Tiger and get him out of the game, and yeah, it should be another win. It should be another win. So you can see me drawing closer. Here I don't care, I have enough health points, so I don't care really if he pays attention to me. If he hits me, so be it. And here you guys see what happens if you don't fully aim your shots with this tank. You can hit shots at 500 meters that are fully aimed, but if they're not fully aimed, even at whatever it was, 120 meters, 30 meters, you won't be able to hit your shot. And it's another victory! And another near carry, but it wasn't really like the first one. You guys be the judge. Which game do you prefer, the first one or the second? I mean, in this game, I got incredible result, 2.8k damage, 1.8k assisted damage, which brings totals to about 4.6k damage combined, which is absolutely spectacular, honestly. But I don't know, I felt like I had to work harder in the first game than the second game. Although this game was very sound technically, I would say, as well. just like the first one. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed these replays. One remark before I go away today: Gotta Dingy, Clone Guy, and myself will be live streaming on Twitch this Tuesday, June 26th. I won't be streaming personally, Gotta Dingy will be streaming, but all of us will be platooning for the first time, pretty much, since we have announced that we are going to partner together. So if you guys can, I invite you to Gotta Dingy's Twitch channel. The stream will likely start at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday. You will find link to Gotta Dingy's Twitch stream on his YouTube channel in any of the videos that he's posted. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed these videos. I hope I see you on the battlefield. Happy tanking. Until next time, Space Bandit, checking out.